There you go, 60%.
Oh, wow.
60%.
Good job.
Isn't that something?
Yeah.
That is amazing. I'd hate to guess the percentage of people that don't know what it even means or where it came from. I'd hate to guess that. Over 90, I'd guess. But anyway, just know a couple of things about the Star Spangled Banner that most Americans don't know. Okay, Cody. Other than a small group of Choctaw Indians, give me one other branch of the 4,000 troops that General Andrew Jackson had at his service during the Battle of New Orleans.
Let's see. What did I write this? Oh, so there were 500 free blacks.
Okay, that's good. 500 free blacks, Sydney. Give me another part of that. Other than the Choctaw Indians and now the 500 free blacks, give me another branch of the 4,000 troops that Jackson had at his disposal in New Orleans.
500 men from New Orleans that wanted to save the city.
500 what?
Men from New Orleans that wanted
500
to save the city.
men from New Orleans. Very good. Connor, how about another branch?
2,000 militiamen from the Mississippi and Kentucky.
Very good. Make sure you put that too. Yeah, 2,000 militiamen from Mississippi and Kentucky. Dominic, you got another branch? How many Tennessee militia did Jackson have?
500. 2,000.
Okay, double or half?
One of the two.
1,000. So is that all of them?
Well, did they have the 2,000 coming and then they bailed on us?
Well, we're not going to mention those. So he's got 500 free blacks. He's got 500 white men from New Orleans. He's got 1,000 Tennessee militia, which are his, and 2,000 militiamen from Kentucky.
Didn't he have some French pirates too?
Yeah.
Can we put that in?
No, I'm gonna save that for later. Okay. So just those four. Okay. Now, Pudge, what specific items did the French pirate by the name of Jean Lafitte supply General Jackson with during the Battle of New Orleans?
Gunpowder, gunpowder,
Flints,
cannons,
and
cannonballs.
cannonballs. Very good. Cannons and cannonballs will be one thing. So I'm going to ask for three. So I'm going to ask for gunpowder, flints, and cannonballs / cannons. Okay. Actually, Jackson had cannons, and Lafitte, had a cannon, but not with what he gave was cannonballs. That's what Jackson had. Okay, right. All right. Okay, Julie, who led Monday after Thanksgiving? Who led British forces during the Battle of New Orleans during the War of 1812, Julie? Who led British forces during the Battle of New Orleans during the War of 1812? British forces. A very successful fellow, defeated Napoleon with British troops. Some of you might have had part of his name for Thanksgiving, but most had turkey, I'm sure.
Sir Edward Pakenham.
Yeah, Sir Edward Pakenham.
Pakenham.
Pakenham. Okay, very good. All right, here we go. Ms. Swing, Brianne, briefly explain the first action of the British during their first assault of General Andrew Jackson's fortification that protected New Orleans. In other words, what happened in the first assault on the part of the British? What happened in the first assault? What did they do on the first assault? What did the British do in the first assault? I'm sure you got it, because you're the note taker of the century. Oh. So I get this with Brianne and Brianne. Go ahead, Brianne, because Brianne is getting the next one.
Was it to build the ladders so they could get?
No, they assaulted them. So what means of assault did the British throw upon the fortification of the first assault? What did they do to them?
They tried to fire cannonballs.
They did, for how long?
3 hours.
3 hours. They fired cannonballs and muskets from a distance for 3 hours. They fired cannonballs and muskets from a
The first one was
distance.
the Congress rockets that tried to scare
No,
them,
they did that
wasn't it?
before the assault.
Yeah,
They tried to scare them
They
off.
did that before that wasn't assault, that was simply to
That was
scare them
just
away.
assault.
No, the first assault was 3 hours of bombardment of cannons and muskets from a distance. He did shoot the Congreve rocket, but that wasn't really an assault. That was basically trying to scare Jackson's men into retreat or surrender. So, Brianna, what occurred during the second assault by the British on General Andrew Jackson's fortification protecting New Orleans that stopped the British bombardment? What occurred that stopped the British bombardment on the second assault? In other words, why did the British stop their cannon fire on the second assault? And? Okay, let me help you with that. So the British were hiding behind sugar barrels. When the American cannon fire hit the sugar barrels, it sprayed sugar all over the British cannons, and when it melted because of the heat, it gummed up the firing mechanism and they had to quit. Does that make sense? Want me to repeat that? So, during the second assault, the British were hiding behind sugar, barrels of sugar. When the American cannonballs hit the barrels of sugar, it shot sugar all over, including on the British cannons, and when the cannons, when the sugar melted because of the heat of the cannons, it gummed up their firing devices. They couldn't fire the cannons anymore. Okay, Talon, during the third assault on New Orleans by the British, what grotesque weapon did the Americans use on the British, causing many casualties?
Grape shot.
Grape shot, very good, grape shot. Grape shot, again, is the firing of metal objects out of a cannon. It will give it more of a shotgun effect, taking out hundreds at a time. Yeah?
Yeah, was it the road attacks?
That was used while they built the fortification before any of these assaults. Okay?
So it was just grape and then shot?
Grape shot, yeah. Carter, my main man. Where was I here? Tell me the casualties on the side of the British after the Battle of New Orleans. How many British soldiers were dead, wounded, or captured?
Let's see.
Approximately.
Okay, so 2,000 British soldiers were killed and wounded.
Or
and
captured.
Or captured, and only 24 American soldiers died.
Or
Or were captured, or
well, we didn't,
wounded.
I don't know why it said captured on the movie. Did you hear it on the movie? It said 24 Americans. I think he was just tying in. So 2,000 British were either killed, wounded, or captured. And 24 Americans were either killed or wounded. They captured it, right? Because they never got to the fortification. So I'm not sure why they said that on the movie. So there are your casualties on both sides. Very good. Okay, Ray Lynn. There were 4 specific objectives accomplished by the Treaty of Ghent. Give me one. Very good. The treaty restored peace between the United States and Great Britain. Alex, give me another objective that was accomplished by the Treaty of Ghent. Besides, it restored peace between the United States and Great Britain. No, you're on a different deal there. Yeah, flip back and there you go. Very good. It settled disputes over boundaries between Canada and the United States. Okay, Nick, come on now.
It solved the relations between the British and America.
It didn't solve them, but it did what?
It helped them.
Improved relations between the United States and Great Britain. And Dash, what was the last thing?
The release of prisoners from both sides.
Yep, prisoners of war. Okay, call for the release of prisoners of war on both sides. You're going to need to know 2 of those 4. I don't want Julie's head exploding trying to figure out how many she needs to know. So 2. All right, now we're getting to kind of where Alec was heading. So Austin, tell me one reason why the War of 1812 marked a turning point in American history.
Because the US finally developed a foreign policy.
Very good. The United States finally developed a foreign policy. Jada, give me another reason why the War of 1812 marked a turning point in American history.
The US became more independent from Europe.
Very good. The United States became more independent of Europe. Dominic, give me another reason why the War of 1812 marked a turning point in American history.
The US gained respect from European countries.
Very good. Why'd they do that? How'd they gain so much respect? Because we did what?
They beat the biggest.
Whipped the British twice. So make sure you put that, okay? We gained much respect from European countries because we defeated the British twice. Okay, Sydney, give me another reason why the War of 1812 marked a turning point in American history.
For the next 100 years, the US was not involved in any European wars.
Very good. For the next 100 years, the United States was not directly involved in any European wars. And Pudge, what was the last one?
We began to concentrate on ourselves.
Instead of foreign countries. Very good. The United States began to concentrate on developing themselves, or working on themselves, concentrating on themselves, rather than foreign countries. Okay, well there she is in a nutshell, kiddos. We will ask you 5 extra credit questions, be worth a point apiece. See if we can help you out there. Other than that, we're good to go. Any questions at all? Okay, you can have the rest of the period to kind of put yourself a study sheet together. We obviously will not ask you anything else on the test that we didn't ask you today. Again, there will be 40 answers, and they will be worth 3 points apiece for 120.
Make it 130.
Nah, I don't want to crush you too bad, in case you screw up. Now, there's no matching, so good luck on that, Wyatt. You're the king of matching now, and you're going to have to come up with some answers. Write them out. Okay.
Bring it out the truck.